This stream might suck. Who knows? It's very much a test stream. I'm trying to test out how YouTube streaming works. So we'll see. We'll see if it works or not. I've got my Ethernet cable set up, so it's I'm not on Wi-Fi at the minute. It should stream the data correctly. But yeah, hi Brad, hi Will. How's it going? How's it going? First, I have to solve a bug with the witch deck somehow. The object reference is set to null. What's set to null? I'm guessing the current enemy, so I'm gonna have to say if battle.get current enemy null. That returns null, right? And yeah, that can return, so I can say that. Yeah. That should be fine. So far so good. Ah, sick. Sick. If it's then just return false. It's not debuffed. I've changed a lot of code around recently without actually testing the game too much. So today might just be a bug fixy day, but I'm hoping to implement a few coins. Because at the minute now I've got a pretty steep launch checklist of 50 coins, 50 talisman, 50 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tater tots, and adding the endless mode, which is mostly in. It's missing a few things. 3 bosses for each river, at least, and then there's a pool of like any bosses that it can pull from as well. And then yeah, there's a few things that I don't think I'm going to get all of these for the early access launch, which I'm thinking May 4th at the minute. But a bunch of them, like the boons, which are now called favors, and like some story stuff, I think I can get that in. And the biggest one is just the 5 decks. I think the 5 decks is kind of needed. I called that peasant in code, I think, not pilgrim. I should fix that. I should fix. But today I'm going to be working on the witch deck, which is should be pretty fun. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything like that. But yeah, we're getting there. Eventually I'll probably swap this texture out. But we've got a normal fighter deck, and then we've got the witch deck. I'll write something better than these coins do be sparkling, I swear. But the other one starts with 1 overpower and 1 armor every turn, and the witch starts every turn by gaining 1 mana, which is really good because mana clears at the end of every turn, and that's your multiplier. Like if you're compared to like Balatro type game. So yeah, at the minute it doesn't have all of the deck coins yet. I'm doing a bunch of the docs for my game now. I'm a designer now. Hell yeah! Also top music choice as usual. Yeah, of course, of course. This is. I want to find more music. I'm pretty guaranteed that this music is going to prevent YouTube from actually, like it's going to cut out big chunks of the music. So I've got to figure out music that I can actually put on for streaming. That should definitely not say unknown, but it's fine. But we've got 2 mana. Does work. And then mana should clear. Okay, no, just crush. Interesting. You can get a talisman. Hell yeah. Seems to be working. Which deck works, which means now you can see how much it's going to get with if I hold Alt, that shows me the tooltip if it doesn't have the mana applied, and then obviously the little the pink asterisk is saying, oh, if you've got mana, it's going to be good. I'm coming up with enemy ideas at the minute. Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah. So is this for the Sweet Deceit game? Is that what's it called, the Sweet Deceit? You can find a lot of royalty-free stuff out there. Could be worth putting a playlist of that stuff together to avoid any potential issues. Yeah, absolutely. Like, today's a test stream. I want to see, because I'll play my normal music that I put on when I'm streaming on Twitch. And if it does get blacklisted, then I'll be like, okay! And then I'll go out there and look. Because there's, like, a lot of Nintendo music just works really, really well. And I'll find one. I'll make a big playlist. But yeah, this is to just get there. We'll get there. But that seems to work. Now I've got to make the actual witch coins. Which is going to be a magic missile, a fireball, and a spark. So I need to get those implemented. Fireball, spark. Spark should be called shock. God damn it. It could be called spark. It could be called spark. Welcome to the office second monitor, yellow boy. Well, thank you for welcoming me. It's very Is that better? That's actually a bit too loud now, isn't it? Oh, that's about right. So, as I was saying, there will be some technical difficulties to address today. Didn't expect the entire street to lose power. All of the house alarms went off. Very annoying. Very annoying stuff. Yeah, I can't blame that on YouTube. That was just a random event. Frustrating though. Definitely frustrating. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. If it happens again, then I don't know. Maybe call it for today. But I don't think it will. Like, what are the chances in 2 power cuts? You know? Probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, let's open the code editor again. And what we're going to do right now, if fate allows us, is implement a shock coin, I believe. Yeah, it's magic missile, fireball, and shock. So where's magic missile? Oh, it's a common coin, isn't it? Yeah. Magic missile. I'll probably do magic missile first because it's going to be so easy. Because I've already got everything in to do that. And the designs obviously might change. Like, the idea is to get as much in for early access and then balance. Like, it's going to be a really early access game, not like a little bit. Like, it's going to have a full through line. You're going to be able to play from beginning to end of a game and go endless mode and stuff. But there's so much planned in the game that it's going to feel, I think, a bit. It's going to grow a lot, is what I'm saying. I'm going to change a lot over development. Probably. No, I definitely am. So I think I need an icon. So I'm going to have to load up Affinity. What's the plan for EA release? Got a date in mind. May 4th, in about less than 3 weeks, is the current thought. So it's a lot to do. There is definitely a lot to do. Where's the coin faces? Coin faces. Coin faces. There you go. Is it? No, it's temp coin faces. Surely that's not what the current coin face is. There it is. But yeah, May 4th. Yeah, like 1, 2, 2.5 weeks. I reckon. That's mostly because Wonder, the double-sided deck builder, is currently, it's going to be in the Deck Builders Fest, like the Deck Builders Festival on Steam. It's going to be probably the biggest marketing event that the game likely will ever get. Maybe not, but likely, unless like it does well enough to get like a daily deal, like at some point in a year after release. Yeah, should be good. Should be good. Now I'm not going to try too hard with the icons because once they're set up, it's really easy to just come back and like fix them up a bit more and stuff. So we'll have a magic missile heads. That's amazing. Hoping it does really well. Thanks. I mean, I will say, Brad, I don't know how well it's going to do at launch. I know most Steam games seem to live and die off of their launch, and everyone's like, you know, your game comes out and then your week 1 sales are like a multiplier on your day 1 sales, and your year 1 sales are a multiplier on your week 1 sales, and then the first 3 years is a multiplier on your first year sales. So if you come out and sell not that many copies, you're just going to sell that many less copies for the rest of time. Like I did, because the game's got about 420 wish lists at the minute, and I plugged it into one of the Steam calculators for like revenue, with the Burkitt ratio, which is like a ratio come up with by an indie developer called, I think it's James Burkitt, and it says the game's going to make about $1,300 net over its entire lifetime, which is not a lot. Like, it will not be enough to break even by any stretch. But again, I don't know how true it is, or at least I don't know how different genres are when they launch. Really hard to know. But since this is going to be a test, kind of... Actually, I'll put them up here. This is going to be a test one, and so I think it's going to be... yeah. Something like that. And then I'll do that. And maybe move these up a bit. And then maybe this one comes down here. I mean, I'll do it very basic to start with, and then I'll see how off everything is. Yeah. Then I want them to be moved a bit more to the middle. Reframe them a little bit, but basically this is going to be a magic missile icon. Yeah. But yeah, I think the game should do all right. Since it's going into early access, you don't use up your popular upcoming, I think it is. Like, you don't use your ability to go into popular upcoming. That gets used when you actually hit 1.0. So I think you can still waste your opportunity to be in some parts of it, but not everything. Yeah, this looks terrible. But to be honest, so Emily should be doing the icons at some point. Once I've got like a test version, she usually goes in. Just want to select them. Why is that not selected? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. That's not great at all. Didn't want it to be. Didn't want it to be great. Not dynamic, is it? It just looks a bit crap. Yeah, that'll do. That's the magic missile heads. And then it needs something for the tails. Which I'm thinking it should just be like it fizzles type thing. So if I do like a there, and then I delete that. Yeah, something like that, I think. So what's everybody doing today? How is everybody doing? You're working on... Sorry, before it cut out as well. You were telling me that you were working on Sweet Deceit, Brad. You were doing enemy design stuff in a document. Pretty sick. I think something like that. I should make this a lot thinner. There to there, those get axed. And then probably yeah. Also, is there anything else? These probably need to go into folders at some point. That doesn't need to be blocked anymore. Yeah, the unknown one is still being on. Yeah, I'm coming up with enemy designs, monsters mixed with food, basically. One of them is Orioga. That's good. Orioga's good. I don't know if you'll get if they'll come after you legally, because Oreo's a brand, isn't it? It's not a generic type of biscuit. But who cares? Orioga's too good. You know? Is it this part? Is it coming with that? What the hell? There we go. I think something like that works. Something like this works, I think. For now, anyway. It's only supposed to be temp. I should never put as much effort as I do into temp stuff. But I do. I don't know why I do that, but I do. Might change the name, but it's Cookies and Cream Ogre. Worst case, people can just work out the pun. Yeah! Yeah, to be honest, a lot of good jokes require you to do some of the heavy lifting yourself. It works. Fills in the gaps, you know? Am I doing this right? There we go. It should be that, I think. And then... I mean, that'll do it. That will do it. Boom. Yeah. That's not going to show up great on the coin, but it's fine. Yeah. Alright, we'll give this a go. I've also got the Kool-Aid Man, but he's full of milk, so I'll have to learn about what I can do and can't do with copyright at some point. Yeah. Sorry, I had to dip for a bit, but I'm back now. Could you redo all the work I missed so I can catch up? I mean, I wouldn't say that I've really done a lot of work. I've made an icon for the magic missile. It's not a good icon, but it's fine. You know. Do I have these set up as slices? I do have them set up as slices. That's pretty good. That's pretty dope. Create slice. Oh, I know why. That accidentally turned off. I say accidentally, I did it on purpose, but I shouldn't do that. Turned off the backing. But now when I do it, both of them should be. I don't know why this one's so low. I'm not just not let me move it. That should not be. I mean, maybe I'll never have to change the Pina one. Hey, Mush. Cat has been chaos today. Both of them have. There we go. Solved. I bet I just press the arrow keys at some point. You can say hello. I hate to be that guy, but they kind of look like little swimmers. If you catch my drift, they do look like those cells. Yeah, you're right. You're very right. I mean, it's a temporary icon, but you're too correct for me to ignore it. So I'll probably do what I should have done at the beginning, which is they'll still probably look a little bit like it, to be fair. But magic missiles sometimes have like a big swoop that goes in an arc. You know? Because it's the wiggliness of it that's probably messing it up a lot. Feels like yesterday you were sitting next to me talking to yourself whilst Devon. Yeah, not much has changed. Not much has changed really. Except now I really am talking to myself a lot of the time. It is sad though. I do remember that very fondly. I remember those times. They were good. They were good times. Something like this. I do think, like, I will say, I'm really enjoying working on Wonder, but because back then I was working on Echo, and I do think like I miss working on a game that has levels. Like, it's cool to like roguelike deck builders are very fun to make, but they don't got levels. They kind of do, but not. Can't run around and do level design in the same way. This looks very bad, but it will get better, I swear. Probably will. They should also come from the same, basically the same origin point. Bad, doesn't it? That's a bit better. No, it isn't. But they at least don't look like sperm cells now. I'd say. You know? I feel like that one should be smaller. That one should be bigger. And then that one should probably be like there. Maybe if they looked a bit more like diamond type things. Yeah? God, it's terrible. It's so bad. They need to get a bit more circular to fit on the coin. Like, bad, but better than before, I think. Yeah. Defo better. Still pretty bad. But I think Emily's got a better thing to work from now, like a better concept. And yeah, this doesn't now mirror it at all. And I think I'll keep those ones, but I'll get rid of the actual trails. And I'll just move these. Bluey. Kablam. Bluey again. And then this just needs to get a lot thinner. Both sides. alright. I do think, similar to one of the things that I'm very inspired by Slay the Spire 2 with, is that their early access, they just have so many, they have a bunch of placeholders. And I was feeling really worried about doing early access with placeholders, but now I don't feel so worried. I'm gonna like ride into it being very, very like openly early access, I think, and just like it's gonna get way better over time, and yeah, it'll be cheaper as well. They'll probably bump the price after early access by like £1, not a massive amount, so no one's really gonna be saving that much money. Okay, they're now done. Yeah, magic missile. Terrible, not great, but better. Yeah. Can I export these? It's saying export 3. I don't want to export unknown again. Assets, art, textures, coin faces. That's where they should be. And then I think I need to do a fair bit to set up a new coin. Go to coin definition. Is this where I've got my no? Coin effect library is probably where I've got it. There it is. I'm pretty sure I can just stick any coin wherever now and it doesn't really break anything. Because I don't really use the enum across the project in files. I don't think so. I know I use it in scripts everywhere, but yeah, I don't think I use it in any actual files. Fine usages. Nope. Sick. Okay. I'll probably separate all these out into like their rarities then at some point. I'll just put it here. Magic missile. And I'll just add the other ones for now. Not frost. I'm not doing frost anymore. Frost is over. So it's fireball and shock. Spark could be better though. But shock works. Yeah. There's going to be a bit of stuff left to do today, I think. So like the stream target today, I'm probably going to stream until 6ish. Maybe a bit later, like 6:30, depending on how much work's getting done. And the goal is, I think I might try and do, I've got one thing left to do with the enemies, which is to implement cooldowns. So, you know, when you're fighting against an enemy, I say fighting, but we're going to the like this one, this time bomb one where it does the hellfire, because that's one of them. Just play it in sticks. Go into a battle. Go debug. It's not a battle. It'll just test it anyway. But if I do a boss anyway, should that should. No, it didn't grab proper thing. But you've got this turn end, adds a hellfire to your deck. Sick. But what I want is, because I want some pretty mean enemies, I'm going to add a cooldown so that it can do like, it can alternate. You know, it can do nothing one turn and then it can do that. And then it will just like, I don't know, cover it up and say like on cooldown. Like this will go to a faded text and then underneath it it'll say like on cooldown, I thinking is what it's going to do. That'll be the temp version of it anyway. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Heckin' yeah. I didn't even have flip chances enabled. That was just perfect tails flip. That was every single coin. Tails. That's just how good I am. That's the plan. That is fun. But we do have Asphodel in now. Like there is Asphodel 5 as well, which that'll be like... So the way it'll work is once you've got into endless mode, the scores ramp up exponentially. And it should be infinite, but no one obviously realistically will be able to get past like 3 or 4, I think, at the minute. And I'll balance them in early access to see like what's the most fun, what people want to get to, what's going to go into the endless mode, because it's going to be different to other endless modes in roguelike deck builders and, you know, like score attack roguelike deck builders, like Balatro or Nubby's Number Market or Insider Trading, or there's loads of them and they're all great. But one of the big things that I want is I want, like in Balatro, when you finish the game is when your deck's like really good. And that's what endless mode is there for, so you can just keep the deck building engine going. But now you get to use the deck. And so I would really like some like actual objectives to accomplish in endless mode. So there's going to be like a load of small quests. Some will be a bit secret, some won't. But it will basically be like, you've built your deck now use it. You know? I think that'll be fun. It might not, in which case I'll just cut it. But I think it'll be fun. I reckon it'll be fun. I'll add a new coin. I keep thinking I need to make the base coin a bit better, because if I did, then I wouldn't need to make a new coin effect for every single small coin. That's not that different. Because this realistically is only gonna, the trigger heads routine is gonna be super simple. In fact, I've got gain mana somewhere. What gains mana? Wait, have I made that on a coin yet? Maybe not. In which case, I'll just get a sword and shield. No, wait, no, I have. Pain and panic do. Pain and panic. Pain and panic. Reporting for duty. Okay, trigger heads routine. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Place that. Adjust mana will be 0.05, I think. But we'll test it out. We'll try it out. We will try it out. Oh wait, I missed one more thing, which is I need to go into this here and just say, if you are magic missile, return magic missile. And then that's basically it. That's all of the implementation I have to do for a new coin in the code side. Now it gets not any worse, but now I need to go in here and make the actual coin for magic missile, the actual scriptable. Hell yeah. I'll say it's a launch coin. I will say it has no value, but this one side has, what's the design at the minute? I'm pretty sure it's -2 twice, or 0.05 mana 3 times. Okay. So I'll say gain 0.05 mana 3 times. I'll get -2 twice. That's going to be pretty rough actually, because the witch starts with 2 mana, so you'll actually be getting -4 twice. That's pretty rough. Maybe I should lower that. But maybe it's just like, I think the witch deck is going to be very volatile. None. Need to run those through a substance graph at some point to get the cool textures out. For now we just use the alphas for magic. Did I call it magic missile? Oh no, I probably did, but I need to do extra stuff to it. Okay, so the 5 settings are sprite. Okay, so both of them get set to sprite. Then single, then is it full racked? think it is. No, it's just the type. Okay. And then, yeah, I need to enable compression settings. Use crunch compression, sure, why not? That's almost there. And I need to change this to grayscale. And now, oh wait, no, the alpha needs to not be transparency. Hell yeah. Magic missile. Magic heads. Magic tails. Then I want to do test coin. Magic missile. We go into a battle. We play with debug. I'll put skip map on so it just loads straight into battle. Those are all trick tails. Okay, the last thing that I did not do is magic missile has to have this thing down here set. Magic missile, and then I click set, and then it has set it, and then I change the name to magic missile. And it broke. Everything broke. Coin magic missile either has been. It's not in there, so I need to click update content, and then I go. There we go. Sorted. Easy. I think it's a common. I'm pretty sure that it says common in the thing, and I think it's going to be. Okay, last thing is I've got it set as both side tails because I copied it from a trick tails. Both sides should not be tails. And I've said that it's common because it's just not a good coin, you know? It's just not a good coin. There we go. Check that out. 3 times it's going to gain 0.05 mana. And which is like adding 0.0. So it'll add in total 0.15 to your mana. And that's pretty cool. Hell yeah. Wait, do nothing? I didn't do no. Oh no. Okay, that's going to be a bug to fix. For some reason it's going to think that it's doing nothing if it's got... If it's not scoring any score, sometimes a coin thinks that it's doing nothing. I think it's in the coin effect area as well where that's happening. Yeah, can do nothing. So I need to just set it so that it can't do nothing. Has no effect excluding score. So I think there's a boolean. I check somewhere. Has no effect including score. So I untick that. Like untick. No, I tick that. So if this has got, if a coin has score, then you can modify that score to get that coin to do nothing. But if it has an effect, you can't do that. So that should now fix that. Hell yeah, that's fixed. Cool. Okay. So, I mean, that's like, it's not the best coin. I mean, I'm probably gonna like buff that coin a fair bit. But I want to keep it in common. Like, I want a way to gain mana in the common coin thing, and I wanted it to be like pretty painful to use. So I think it's fine. But now it's fine. I might like buff it to like 0.1, so then you're getting 3 mana. What I don't want is adding more triggers to it to just end up giving you like a huge amount of mana. That's why I wanted to like divide it and then make it happen 3 times. Also, that's very magic missile coded. I think. I don't know. I don't know a lot about D&D, which I think has the original magic missile. But in a lot of games that I've played where they've had a magic missile, it's been like a like you can fire it a few times. Not in Eugenics though. Eugenics has a magic missile where it's like it just hits one thing once, I think. Don't quote me on that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So we've done that. We've implemented that. That means I can go to the deck now for the witch, and I can replace this with magic missile. I'm going to screw that up more. There we go. And then add 2 of them. And then that's 6, 6, and 6. No, that should be 2 of those and 2 of those. And then 8 regular coins. And then, what does the fighter say? Death will fall to my blade. I'll know what the info should say for the witch. Something to do with mana. I don't know. I've got to come up with like a little quotation or something for each deck at some point. But then again, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like this is a quote that the fighter would say. I think it's going to be more descriptive of what the deck would do or does do. You know, like use mana. I don't know. To overwhelm your opponent. Sure, why not? I'll figure out something. Okay, 8 coins, 2 trick heads, 2 trick tails, 2 magic missiles. And then, yeah, 2 more, basically. But now I guess I'll set them as 2 Hermes, 2 Medusas, just so I can have a see. One thing I want to implement now I've got a second deck is I want to test that deck easily. Quit. Start new run. Yeah, so it says it. So it's going to say 2 fireballs and 2 spark or shock. I reckon. Although 1 fireball and 1 shock. Is that does 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16? Yeah, I think. Are we thinking 16? 10, 4, 2, and 2. That's 18 coins. Yeah, we don't want 16. We want 18. So if we're gonna have one of these and one of these, and I'm probably gonna need 10 of these, or 9 regular coins and 3 trick heads. That at least leans it back to like, yeah. That's a cool deck. Ten, 4, 2, 2, that's 18, 9, 3, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. 18. I think a starting deck is gonna be often 18 coins. Okay, so do I have a fire coin? I think I've already got a fire coin. Maybe not. Okay, well, we are now going to make 2 more coins. Let's see, fireball. Sorry. Fireball heads. And fireball tails. Oh yeah. Oh, you know what it is? It's the Hellfire coin. For the Hellfire coin, I'll probably drag and drop that in. I've already done like a fiery coin. Is that in here? I don't think. Probably in a second. I'm sure it's. Probably in a second one. I bet I've made a second file, which I should probably just have a single affinity file for all coin faces, which I'm trying to do now, but I need to move them all around. Okay. That's the tails. I don't want to do anything with the tails. Do it here. So fireball will be like... Well, I'm going to want a ball. Terrible ball. Something like this. I want it to feel like it's being launched, so something like that. And then like got a trail. And then the trails. That maybe. Oh, that terrible. That's really bad. Does that look better? There we go. That already looks a bit better, just because of the axis it's coming from. Something like this. Then what I want after that is like this big like something like that, and then I'm gonna cut the first one. Okay, now I've got to move it, and I've got to cut the top one out of that one, and so it's gonna be something akin to this, right? Is the idea. I wonder if I could get away with that. Maybe? It's definitely looking fireball-y. That could be cool. I wonder if I can make it like, you know, like it looks like it's coming right at you. Although to be fair, the mechanic sets fire to the coin to the left. So if it looks like it's going to the left, that's not the end of the world. Nah, that looks a bit now. Stretch that out a bit more. It's gonna look a bit more like it's moving that way. Ding, 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 ding. I don't think that looks good. I think it's most that. Yeah, and then I could add some wisps or something, but realistically, Emily will probably be able to just like make something look a lot better, a lot faster than I would, and I should really focus on making the mechanics. I'll come back to it if the placeholder's not good enough. Which... oh. Definitely. I think this needs to be thinner, I'll be honest. I think if it's a trail, it needs to be a lot thinner. Yeah, it could look a lot better even just by adding in like some wisps off the side of it. You add in a few of them and it starts to look a bit better. I think. I reckon so. Maybe. Maybe I reckon so. Maybe I don't. There we go, that'll do. Yeah, I could probably even shorten this trail a lot, and that would improve it and make it a bit stronger. I think it definitely makes it look a bit better. Definitely a lot better. Yeah, now it's lost a bit of the feeling that it's actually moving now. You need some amount of trail, don't you? But that trail itself needs to be like good. Yeah, I will now. I think I'm just going to call that one done. I'll even compress it down. That's the fireball heads. And the fireball tails. Don't know. Fireball tails. Probably just going to be like fiery embers of it like hitting a wall and not working. Like something even like super simple. That's not at all what I was thinking. Don't know why I drew it. Something like that, but probably with that cut out. Then maybe yeah. Possibly. I wonder if this would look stupid. Oh, it does look stupid. That is not what at all what I was trying to go for. Basically, the idea is that it's hit the wall or something, and it's just not. I don't know exactly how to do that though. Maybe it just needs to be negative space rather than positive space. Possible. In which case I'll just draw around it. And then cut it out. Yeah, that's not too bad. I will say, I definitely think I need to start streaming again. Because, not that I haven't been getting work done, I've gotten a decent amount of work done. That doesn't look at all like what I was expecting. But already I've like got a lot more done in an hour than I have been getting done recently. I think what I need to do is I probably just need to stream for a bit, then not stream for a bit. And then there's like a perfect amount where it always keeps me on my toes. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. That's the 5 all heads one. Don't want to delete that. All the work I've been doing. Something along these lines. Now this, I will say, this looks terrible. But this is like proper VFX stuff. Make a nice icon. Or like a fire hitting a wall or something, or like landing. And so for now, doesn't even look a little bit like it, but it'll do. It'll do. Also, I need to avoid thin lines, and this has got loads of thin lines. I'm an idiot. Oh well. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna do the next icon because I know what it's gonna be for. So it'll be shock. We'll just call it shock. Shocks, I can't wait for shock. So what shock's going to do as a coin is it's going to add a charge. I'll find the coin ideas. What shock does... I'll call it lightning. No wait, no. There's lightning and then there's shock. So shock gives a charge to the left coin. Right? Which is sick. What a charge does, if I go to my Wonder Tasks backlog, because I've got coin curses and then I've got coin status effects. Now the coin status effects, the only one that's in at the minute, which if anyone's played the game, they'll know, is stone, which means that a coin does not trigger and it clears at the end of the battle. When a coin has a charge, it will trigger, this is probably not worded properly, but it's going to trigger an extra time for each charge and then clear all charges. I'll probably write that here. An extra time per charge, then clear all charges. So it'll be a way for you to like use other coins and talismans to like imbue coins with extra triggers, temporary triggers. When a coin is frozen, it will be unable to be, once you've drawn it, it will be unable to be moved. It cannot be moved or discarded, and it will clear after it's triggered. So when you flip it, trigger it will break the ice. That's not something you'd really want to do to any coin. I can't imagine it unless I figure out a way to make it fun. Like I have a few talismans that like interact with frozen coins in a fun way. Can't see it ever being friendly, you know? Then there's bound, and like vines will wrap around it, and what that causes it to do is it stays in the discard pile when it's cleared. I shouldn't put cleared. Stays in the discard pile when the deck is refreshed. When the deck is refreshed, then it clears bound. So it's like if something gets bound, you're not going to see that until you've cleared your discard plate twice, which is annoying. And then Doom just means it cannot change the score. It can still trigger, but it can't change the score. And it clears when it enters the discard plate. I might have some more. I might change how those work. But for now, that's how they'll work. And then the coin curses. One is kind of already in, but it's currently... it's just attached to a coin, the glass lance. But it's going to have a 1 in 5 chance for the coin to be destroyed after its last trigger. Then there's going to be fated, which means chance cannot be affected by talismans or by upgrades. You can't upgrade it, and those are mostly going to be reserved for like a few coins where I want them to trigger in a certain way, and that you won't be able to mess with the chance of them. Basically, you'll never be able to remove fated, but it also means that some enemies will be able to like add fated to one of your coins, and it can kind of screw you over a little bit. Hexed means it cannot trigger and can be removed by discarding, so you have to physically discard it yourself to remove a hex, and it will persist between battles. Restless, it will swap places with another coin just before flipping and then gets removed, which is hilarious because it will just be like shaking in your hand, and you'll be like, it's going to fuck something up, it's going to fuck one of your plans up. And then I don't know about Soulbound, but Soulbound was going to trigger other Soulbound coins on the board after its last trigger, but I'll probably not add that. That's me trying to figure out how to do soul binding in this coin game, which I'm sure there'll be a way that's fun, but I can't see it yet. I just can't see it. But there's so much stuff to add. So today, I'm going to have to add charges, you know, because that's what shock does. And then once that's in, there's like a few other little mechanics that I can add in that use charge. That'll be fun. But yeah, I've got to do shock. I'm probably... Pardon me for yawning. I'm going to Google what a shock icon looks like. Shock icon. Yeah, it's just a lightning bolt. Everyone just uses a lightning bolt. Or what I've already done for pain and panic. Sad, isn't it? Because there's no, like... Oh. Because if I'm going to have multiple thunder coins, or like multiple lightning-y coins, I'm going to need a way to show it. Shock. Shock icon. D&D. Build just electric bolts. Just electric bolts. All of them. Which makes a lot of sense, of course. I just don't know how many different electric bolts I can do. I guess it's not really... I don't need to worry about it right now. Huh, didn't think about that. I don't need to even care. So I can just add a lightning bolt. And then call it a day. Sick. Look at that. That's great. That's absolutely great. And then I can just come back and change it. I can stop taking this so seriously and actually do placeholder. And then what I think I'll do for this is have like this. Yeah. And then behind it, I'll do... Yeah, and maybe even do that, and then I think if I remove that from there, need to stop with all the thin lines. But I'm hoping that this can just be like you know when like it's hit the ground. If the other one's like hitting a wall, this one can just be hitting the ground. And then I could even make it so that this is still there, but it's really thin. Don't I keep saying I need to avoid thin lines, and then I keep adding them? The normal map generator thing is not going to like this. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't look like the other Thunderbolt at all, but I think it's alright for now. Yeah. That's a Thunderbolt. I think this could do with having a few bits cut out of it. Maybe. Nah. For now, no. For now, those are my terrible things. But that's all. That's 4 new icons. That's pretty sick. Create the slice, then go to slices, export those slices. Yeah. Okay. And right up here, we've added Fireball and Shock. So I'm going to come down to Magic Missile. And I'm going to copy paste it twice. One's going to be Fireball. One's going to be Shock. I don't have anything for charging yet, but for this one I do. Get coin to the left. I'll see how, because I'm trying to write the code the same for all of them, so that once I see behaviors that are repeated. Poseidon right here. This is basically how I'll do it. And once I see this repeated a few times, I'll be like, okay, I can just turn that into a function that's like, give the left coin this element, and then this is its own enumerator, right? If I go down to here and I clear that. Like this, instantly, the only thing I'm going to change here is fire. That's it. That's all I'm going to change. So this, in and of itself, is now a very simple function. I can actually do that now. I'll just say enumerator in the coin effect base. Land and table routine, trigger effect routine. I've got some for score. Break coin routine, so I've already got that. Apply left coin effect if possible. That's like, this will be good for the charge once I've got a status effect for charge. Although, not really going to be, might have to be handled a little differently. I hope not. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. But I hope not. With this break coin routine, I can now make a simple imbue coin. Imbue, I'll say left coin. Or would it be better to just pass in the coin? Imbue coin, yeah. Imbue coin with element. Easy. And then I'll say coin, and then I'll say element. That's not right. That is not right. Element type. Coin data, there we go. Element. Scroll to the bottom. Steals this. I add that there. This coin thing here, that's what this is going to be. So if it's that, and then, or shake. Shake the parent coin. So that's this coin that's trying to do it. It gets shook. It gets shooker. And we have element there, and then I think I should be able to say yield return in my Poseidon coin. Right here I can say yield turn start coroutine in view, and then I hand in the left coin. I can say get coin to the left, and then I can add water, and that takes that code down from 5 lines to a single line. And then I should be able to emulate the process right here for left coin, but with fire. Check it out, we coding. We coding. Like if the fireball can literally just be like 1 line of code to set up an entire mechanic coin, that's great. Gain mana a little. And then that's just -2 twice. You know? A little. And then fire. View left coin with fire. -5. I think all the spells are going to be like -5, and that's not great because it's not a scalable risk. But I haven't fully figured out how bad I want the risks to be, and maybe they will scale. Because I could see that. I could see having like a difficulty mode that's like at a certain point, because I know Balatro's got 8 different difficulties. I might have a difficulty at some point that just says the coin risks, like all score-based risks, scale. So if you pick up this coin in Styx, it'll be -5. If you pick it up in a later river, it might be -25. Just because when you got it, it was, you know, it's a substantially harder area. But I don't know yet. That could be fun, that might not be very fun. Something to try in early access, I think. Add a charge to left coin. Tails for now -5. I like the idea of them all just being like -5. Because like you're playing with magic and it's like it could screw you up, but it's going to screw you up in a consistent way. So who knows? Maybe I want to add more mechanics that are like paralyzed. You know, I could easily see shock adding a charge or paralyzing a coin. You know? And like paralyzed could be its own status effect. That just means that it clears after the first trigger, but you always lose the first trigger or something. Maybe. I could see that working. Different from the other ones. Paralysis could totally be a thing. It's just about whether it's different enough and makes it fun. And then I got to think about like when you apply a status effect, what's the like gradation of like the hierarchy? Because some status effects I think can both be on the same coin, and then some status effects, yeah. This needs to just add a charge, and I don't know how to do that yet because there's no way to do it. I need to do something like get coin to the left. Var left coin equals get coin to the left. If left coin if we have a left coin, then I want to be like left coin dot add charge, but I don't know if that's going to have to happen to its data. It's probably going to have to be like a data dot because this is where I apply a status effect here. If I do it and apply status effect, and then I go into my status effects and I say charge, not really a status effect, it's going to be more of like a temporary buff. But what I can do is in my apply status effect, do I have like a clear all status effect? I hope not. No. Charge. Then I can say, well, I can do a visual thing for it as well. But yeah, it's in here. I say status effects charge. And then if it's already got it, it's not going to add it again. You know what I mean? Maybe the way I've done status effects is not very good. And it won't scale well. That's very possible. Very, very possible. In which case I'll probably be removing status effects and I'll just like have one for stone and then like a number for your charges. Coin data. Yeah, I might just have to add this as a temporary stat, I think. Public int charges. And then maybe that's not going to be status effect. I'm just going to have to add like a add charge. Increase value. I've got all of this stuff. And then we apply status effect down here. Kind of a bit annoying. It would be nice to have it as a status effect, but I think that's going to not work. Although I guess I could have it as a status effect, and then in here, when I'm applying the status effect, I'm just going to increase the charges count. You know what? Yeah. Charge. I've got charges as well. And then when I do apply the status effect, I can say coin dot or at least I can say charges plus plus. I don't want it to toggle stone, but now it'll do nothing. And then I'll say for charges, let's make charges is equal to 0. Break statement is missing. No, it isn't. Your break statement is missing. Get out of here. Okay. I think I'll probably have like a particle effect for charges. Like just so like little zapping bolts appearing around the coin. I mean, I'll figure out how to show it today in the next hour. So it might be a temp way of showing it though. You never know. But now that should be as simple as going apply status effect charge, and then if it's already got charge, it's not going to apply it again. Has status, okay, here where it says if has status effect, then return. I don't want it to do that. If it has status effects, or maybe I need to break this into 2 switch statements. Like this will be like visual stuff, and then maybe not visual stuff. It's probably not the best way to do it. First application, maybe. First application. But then before that is equal to false. Then we want to do that. Then I want to break that out and just go else. So it already has the status effect. Is there anything I want to do there? Null, obviously nothing. Null, nothing. Stone, nothing. Charges, say equal 1 there. Charges plus plus. You know? So if it's already got them, get rid. Oh, sorry, add more. Add more charges. Then in my coin effect library, I want to have left coin apply status effect charge. Pretty sick. Pretty sick. And that's a bit generalized. Not going to be great, but then everything can kind of get handled in this apply status effect. Additional application. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yes. We have to add a few more things, but then we should, in theory, I'm just going to clone. I wish I had a coin template now. But I don't know what's a similar coin to this. Just the I'll go normal coin because it's going to be easier. Coin underscore fire ball, and this is going to be a fireball type set. That sets like a little string reference to it. I might make these as well start as locked coins, I reckon. Unlock everything so it doesn't mess everything up. When testing, it's going to be a launch coin. We're going to say no, has no effect excluding score. We're going to say does have an effect. And we're going to say imbue left coin with fire. I wish there was a way to quickly fire. Oh yeah, I need to do all of the same things now that I did before. So I've got all of these up here. Fireball, and then I'm guessing shock is down here. Yeah, shock. Now I've done it once, I should be able to just remember. Single, grayscale, do that. 10 to 4, blah 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 blah. That should be everything. I go. Hell yeah, check that out. Remembered it. It's in my brain. It's in my brain. Then I go to fireball. Fireball. Heads. Fireball. Tails. Oh wait, that's wrong. That there. Clear that. Clear that. Fireball, the rarity will be uncommon, I reckon, for now. -5. Fireball. Fire debug. It broke. Of course, because we didn't. Again, that's the last thing. Some of it worked, some of it did not, because Fireball is not yet implemented. There's this silly function at the top. This is the kind of function that I feel like I should be able to auto-generate. Like I should be able to just make a piece of code that just writes this for me. Since it's just an enum and then the exact class name. You know what I mean? Check it out! Oh, it works! Look at those fireballs doing fire. Pretty good, isn't it? Like, it's not going to be the best coin in the world, but it'll be like early game. You get to like grab a decent coin and then give it fire. That's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid magic spell coin. Like, the witch as a deck is going to be about, you know, early building probably into fire, and buffing your coins with spell coins, and also just starting with 1 mana, or 2 mana, so everything is automatically doubled, you know, which is insane. It's so good. But you are going to only have 3 plays. So the fighter starts with 5 plays. You only get 3 turns. But realistically it's 3 turns, so it's like it's more volatile. Because if you get unlucky, you're out pretty fast. You don't get to spread the odds and be like, you know, less consistent. But theoretically, you might lose 2 plays, but starting with 2 mana, you get double the score. So you'll actually get like 6 turns worth of score until a talisman, and then it'll like start adjusting it pretty heavily. Okay, so the fireball, I'm gonna make a copy of that and then call that shock. Go down to this. Oh. Also, I didn't actually name the fireball fireball. We'll do so now. Shock. Gives left coin a charge, maybe? Again, for now, I'll do a big run through when all this content is in. Okay, that's... Oh, I need to click update content. That's the one button I always forget to click. Hell yeah, we got our shark. That's just terrible. It's just a terrible. See, the back coin, I can see what I'm trying to do with that, with these icons, right? The actual one in the background here, this totally works, I think, as an icon. This one obviously does not. But I will give it a jaunty angle to make it a bit nicer. And then I'll export those slices again. Yes, I'll overwrite them. Back to the game. There we are, they're a bit bigger. Bit bigger, bit better. Okay. Now, it's going to do it. It is doing it, I swear to God. So if I go to a coin now... Oh wait, it's going to be not serialized, so I'm not going to see the charges. I wonder if I click on a coin, show me a bunch of stuff. Well, actually, there's no. Oh wait, no, that look, these have got charge start effect. Does the first one have charge? That one does. That effect charge, and they're only going to have one capability to have one thing anyway, but because it's non-serialized, I made it non-serialized so that the data wouldn't get saved. That can I now save and load like things. Although maybe it should be serialized. Actually, now I think about it, because I kind of want charges to persist between battles. I think. Who knows? Maybe I'll refresh. Like, I like that a lot of deck builders have you know, they refresh a lot when you finish a battle. I do like that because you get to go into a battle, but then at the same time there's a few where, or like not necessarily deck builders, but there's quite a few roguelikes where they don't reset certain stats, and it's something I really like in Eugenics, I think, where some stats just don't. It's a bit weird because you regain some health at the end of the battle, and it's kind of tries to visually show you, but I swear sometimes it just restores all of my health after certain battles, like bosses. Yeah, but like you can get poison. If you get poison, it gets cleared at the end of the battle. But then if you hit an event, you can end up with poison on the map that you start the next battle with. And I like that because it means that you can do more things event-wise between things. I would eventually want to add quite a number of events in the game that, you know, if you mess them up or something or do them really well, like I can imagine an event that just goes, alright, all of your coins get 2 charges or get a charge, and it's like, that's crazy. Every time they trigger for the first time now, until the next time they trigger, it's going to trigger again an additional time. To me that's fun, I think. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so somewhere in here I've got non-serialized values down here. A minute, it's non-serialized. I think block all score from next trigger and ignore next destroy. Those will likely be non-serialized and completely temporary. Or maybe the charges won't, right? And then when I trigger. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna find every single point where I say stone, because that'll show me where I'm doing it in the tooltips, you know? Tooltip, right here. If have a status effect stone, add the tip type as stone. if it doesn't contain it. I'll probably make this a nicer bit of code at some point, but I'm going to go to my tip type stone and not underneath it because I did an awkward down here where I'm adding them to lists in a solid order. Although I guess it wouldn't be too hard. Where I'm not doing this in I don't think I'm doing this in any. Wait, am I? No, I think I'm doing it with a string reference. Let me check. In my action containers, we go to UI Manager, Layout Group, UI Foundation, Gameplay Layer, UI Game, Action Panel, Container Manner. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff. So I have got tip type there, turn start, but I've got it written down as manner. I've got on tails that, yeah, this is because I changed it. So I made it so that says look. I really don't like enums. Armor, overpower is overpower, mana is mana. And then here, the study or side button, I think. Like this study button. Am I doing it in here? Is this where I'm doing the tip type thing? Show mini tip, skip study phase. Deck, I'm not doing either. I'm not doing either. So all of these seem to be, yeah, and then even the class one I'm guessing is just class fighter. I've written it in as the string. But it's not actually doing. I feel like I should remove this tip type. Okay, maybe not. Enum try pass tip type string. Okay, if it doesn't have anything, then it will rely on whatever's set there. I see. Not bad code. Although this is bad code down here. I'll probably have to fix that at some point. But yeah, I need to figure out a way to do enums in a not terrible way. Anyway, for now, I'm just going to add. But I want the status effect to go here because these are stats. Stats. Status effect. And then these are things that I haven't implemented yet properly. Some of them I have, some of them I have not. Stone and charge. Or would it be charged? Probably charged. Yep, that looks pretty solid. I need to figure that out at some point. Yeah. We'll see. So I don't actually have a mini tip for charged yet. But I will do that now. Triggers an extra time for each charge. And then I need to probably inject some data into here. I've not done yet. Damn. Clears after triggering. Triggers an extra time for each charge. And then it should say something like 3. Let's just say 3. And it should probably say like currently 3. But to be fair, they're probably just going to be added to the tooltip part that shows you trigger count. There we go, look at that. Charged. All the ones that are there, so it triggers an extra time for each charge, and then it says 3. Yeah. Maybe I'll put it in the title. So when the tooltip kicks off, we set the title of it, right? So we need to, there's loads of stuff to do on this, to be fair. Ooh, actually this is good because I've already shown myself doing this. If it's charged, oh, the problem is I'm gonna need the coin that I'm displaying the thing for, right? So update mini tips. I kind of need to pass along information with them. Maybe I don't worry too much about that. Create a list of already coloured title strings instead of doing the work every time. I should do that. Charged and charged. Text charged. Text charged. Text. Oy vey. I do not envy me making this game, because I have made some terrible mistakes when it comes to organising code and the data. Gotta type text charged. There we go. Then I need to go to the colour library and change this to like be probably a yellow, you know, or like a, it feels like a yellow should work, but it might have to be like a blue. charge should be charged as well. So if I look through here and I say charge, is that going to fix that? Yeah. Charged. So when I am looking to see if mini tips should go on, get mini tip, set info, update mini tips for each tip type. Doesn't seem like a good way of doing it. But it mostly works. I just need to make it so that when a coin's text says charge, it should display the tip type for charged. You know? I can't think of where else I'm doing this, but I know I'm doing it in another place for sure. Where is it that I'm doing this? Well, when I'm doing the mini tips, I'm passing in a list here. So here it's doing it. String to pass, the head's info, and the tail's info get info 10. And I should say if current coin data, but I should also say if string to pass contains yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. If tip type is charged, then what we're looking for is actually charge. Think. That is working. Charged triggers an extra time for each charge, and then that's not saying charge correctly. I think I might in the mini tip manager have to write right here. What an incredible song. Just good. Farewell Hyrule King. Classic. Okay, that's a lot of yellow. It's palpable. It's too much. I can feel that. We should probably lower the yellow. Mute it a bit. There we go. A bit better. Okay, now I suppose I need to go to the coin, like a prefab of the coin. Probably do it on the coin art, but it might not be needed on the coin art. It might just be needed on the coin. Oh no, I don't know why it's doing that. Get out of here, you. So I've got a VFX board wake. That's this one here. Also have a VFX for a lightningy. Lightning, you know, lightningy. But what to do? It should be a looping for sure. I think I'm gonna make this right in the center of the coin. 111 for now. Unprefab it. Unpack it completely. Get rid of that first. So we just got this one. Turn it all the way up. Make it yellow. Let's see. VFX board weight removed. That's gonna be gone. This circle thing. Not gonna work out, is it? Maybe a swirl particle. I'll try it for a little bit, but I don't think that's gonna go good. I'll be honest. Lifetime to be like 0.25, probably less. 50. I want it to emit a lot. Scale, I want it to be like 0.2, maybe. And the shape at the minute is a circle that's very, very small. I want the circle to be big. Oh, that's already looking a lot better than I expected. Not good though yet. 0.5. Yeah, it's terrible. But it wouldn't be terrible if I had like a better image. You know what I mean? What I might do is I might take this swirl particle here, copy paste it, and say charge. Charge. Just chart. Lightning. Thunder, electric. One of the above. Some of the above. Any of the above. Can I use? No, not charged. Shock. Shock heads. That this might do for now. Charge. I've just called it M charge. Yeah, that's awful, but in the best way, right? Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could make them. I mean, I can make them rotate, but can I make them rotate around a point? Yeah, I don't know if I can. I think they'll just rotate themselves, which not bad at all. Like I'm in for like getting some rotations going on. I think I'm gonna want collapsing and scaling. That feels cool. That size will be 15, I think. 0. Probably be a cylinder. Might be a cylinder. Maybe a donut works. Yeah, donut totally works. Pulling donut radius can be solid. Inner radius thickness maybe. Donut cone. Does a cone work? Radius. And angle. Punch, arc, angle. No. Hemisphere. I want a cylinder. Closest I can do is probably a donut, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's not. That's not the worst thing ever. Especially if this thing was rotating. Velocity over time. 1.5. 2. Yeah. This is big. External forces, noise. Close. Oh. Trails. Terrible trails. I also just assigned the charge material there. Yeah, but it'd be terrible. So bad. I don't think they're even big enough trails for you to see and or care about. I kind of like that. I like the idea, but like it doesn't. The overlapping. I was hoping the overlapping would make it better. It doesn't. But now for the coin, I can have. I've got a board wake at the minute. Right, yeah. What we have is charged effects. Put a zigzag into that colour over life and get him to flash. A zigzag into the colour over life. Hey, I'll take any advice I can get. You think that's what they should do? Into the colour over life. What, this one? There's already a bit of there's a bit of one. But you think it should be a more direct flash? Oh, you mean, okay, wait, I think I know what you mean. Do you mean like go in here and then just add like a thing there and then drop that one? Is that what you meant? I need to make it wider. Oh yeah, they do, they flash now. That's really cool. That seems so much more electric. White, black, white, black. Yeah. 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 Again, this is incredibly temp. I'm thinking that it'll probably be like a shadery thing. There'll be like a spiral. Like, I'm thinking better, right? Like, it'll look better. But, for now, fine, innit? Fine. It probably doesn't need that many of them. I'll probably drop it to like 30. And then who knows, maybe I can attach the amount that are being outputted by the amount of charges a thing has. Yeah, something like that. Thanks, dude. That looks sick. Alright, we've got the charged effects now, and now when we We need to turn it on basically when I'm doing the visual bit for this. Charges. No. We've got the charges. Where is the status effect being dabbled with? Here it is. So here on the first one, we want to say coin dot board effects. Okay, so that needs to be public, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'll just do it. I don't want to accidentally ever. I've started writing code like I'm working in a team. Well, for this entire project I've been doing that. Don't know why I'm doing it. It's the stupidest thing. But I can't stop myself. You know what I mean? Get charged effect. Like just an object, but I'll put effects. So I just need it to be turned on, off and on. Off and on is fine. For now. I think that a lot of the game, at least for early access for the first few months, a lot of it's just going to be about making stuff work and feel good. And then I'll do a big wave of polish. It's already kind of polished. People say that it looks decent. But like in my head I'm like, it could look way better. So I'm letting myself make some decisions that are like, this doesn't look great. Because you gotta do it to get the game finished. You know? Clear status effect, set that to 0, set that to false. Okay. Then I'm going to go to... I turn this off there, don't I? Yeah, charged effects. That should also get turned off. Whether it's on or off, it should definitely be turned off when this coin starts its journey through wonder. Okay. Look at that! We got some charged coins. Alright. Yeah. Sick. And then they're gonna go into... Oh no. What are they still doing there? Uh-oh. That's not great. Okay, so let's see where else we're doing the board. Okay, here, when we reset, we want to turn that to false, right? Yeah. But then when I draw a charged coin, it should be playing it. And I don't know if they are, but I'm pretty sure they're in like local space. But we'll see. Okay, sick. There we go. They're gone. But some of these coins are charged, and I can't tell. I mean, I can't tell at all anymore because it shows the mini tip. So it really does need a visual to be like in all of the areas. Yeah, surely I didn't. Some of these are going to be charged. Let's see. Let's see if any of them are. Go to the hand. We've got these coins. Charge. Yeah, they're charged. They're charged. They're so charged. Lol. Gonna be tricky. This is why I put everything usually in the coin shader. Because the more I do different things, the more I've got to make those things subsist. Subsist? Persist. Not subsist. Persist between the different changes, you know? When you draw a coin, You know what? I'll come back to this because this isn't the super necessary bit. It is definitely super necessary bit, but it's not the fun bit. Fun bit is getting them to trigger more times. And I think what I'm going to do to make this a little simpler, I'm going to do a debug tool, right? So now we've got those coins, I can go to our witch deck and I can say this Hermes is actually a fireball and this Medusa is a shark, not a Poseidon. Shark. And what's sick about this is just like that, in like what, 2.5 hours with one power cut as well, we have a new deck almost entirely completed. So I choose that deck, we load into a game, there's candles in the background, we love it. Look at that! We've got our deck. We've got 2 magic missiles, we've got a fire coin, and we've got a shock coin. And I don't know if this is going to be like the accepted starting conditions for the witch deck, but it is for now. And it probably, not probably, it will almost definitely be for launch of early access. So we've drawn the coins, sick, get rid of Trick Tails, don't want it. Now, what I want is, I kind of want to give that fire and a shock, you know? For now, I guess I can just make, see how powerful is this? So I start with 2 mana, so every single one of these coins is going to be doubled, which means Fireball actually is going to be -10, which might be a little messed up. Maybe I should soften that a touch. I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'll make it so that I need to update this as well for the witch deck. But I could make it so that the witch also has, like, maybe mana doesn't affect negative scores. That's pretty great. I definitely want it to feel a bit more, I want the decks to get a bit more complicated as you unlock them. But I don't know, I want like unlocks for decks and all that kind of stuff. But if I give it, for now, I'll just add a charge to that. Or try to. Didn't even do it. Okay, so yeah, it is pretty volatile. Because if you land... Okay, so I can get some mana, hopefully. Oh my god, this is such a dangerous deck. Yeah, there's no way. I'm gonna have to balance this a lot. Okay, so Trick Heads, great. Magic Missile off the back end. Grab that. No. Okay, yeah, you could just lose everything. I had to, like, that's complete random chance that I managed to do that. I am gonna have to soften this deck a lot because that first battle was rough. Let's see if I can actually complete that first battle again, because I bet I can't. Magic Missile not yet implemented. Coin will be treated like a regular coin. Yeah, it is. Only implemented. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's right there. Wait, do I not have? Oh, maybe it's not then. I'm shocked. I could have sworn that was. Bizarre. How bizarre. Okay, now it's working. Oh no, the music has died. Let's see. I had like a Diablo one at one point. Diablo Lo-Fi. That's still a thing. Hell yeah. Okay. Finishing work, pal. See you in a bit. Oh, okay, yeah. See you later, dude. Have a good night. Hope you had a good day at work. Hell yeah. Yeah, like, honestly, this just might just not be a good deck. I feel like the Witch is definitely going to need something like mana doesn't affect negative scores. Because without it, the deck's a bit too volatile. Volatile. But then again, mana not affecting negative scores is kind of crazy. I could just soften this -10, but then if you find this coin on a different deck, it'll kind of be great. Too great. Yeah, I want to give that. We'll see what we can. Okay, that's terrible, and then okay. Those were the two heads that I needed, and then shark. And get that to charge again. Let's see. Okay, Magic Missile should have been at the front, probably. So we've got some trick heads now. I mean, I might just wipe out. No, I think they should all have trick tails. I could maybe make charge clear at the end of battle, but based on the amount of charges that you give it, you just get that many additional triggers for the rest of the battle. That's kind of sick. That's how I could make charge work and feel really cool. Because you're going to waste the first time that you actually charge something. It's going to waste it, you know? Let me see, where's my charge thing? Charge. Triggers an additional time per charge, then clears all charges. Could just say clears at the end of battle. How do I feel about that? Triggers an extra time per charge. I like that. I like that a lot. Like, you'll have to put in the work, but then it will pay off. Charged. Clears after battle. Reset. Clear status effect. Charge. Okay, that should be done now. And then in my actual tooltip, when I display base info, so is it in like yeah, set info, heads info? So in here I've got like a get additional triggers. There we go. Get additional trigger amount from talisman, right? So what I'm also going to want to do is say get additional triggers from charge, or from the coin data. So we've got data, got get heads trigger amount. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. Is heads. So that actually this can be super simple, because I can just say like data dot get charges or charge. Charges is literally data charges. Trigger amount from charges. Triggers from, again, I could probably go up here and just say int additional triggers. I'll make that like a lowercase, and then I'll just say that for now that's equal to trigger from talisman plus triggers from charges. Put that above it, and then I can say that there. Trigger amount plus additional triggers, and then triggers from talismans. Yeah, I'll just say if additional triggers is not equal to 0, then we make it green to show that clearly. And then at the minute, I don't think it will be like, so get heads, trigger amount, get trigger amount, get trigger amount, trigger amount, get trigger amount. Oh, this is getting extra triggers from the battle slot at index. Yeah. I don't really like the way that I've implemented the battle slot ones, but it's fine. I will at least, I'm going to find out where this is being used. I believe it's on the coin. Yeah, here. Land heads trigger amount. And I'm guessing inside this land on table routine, does it get triggers, additional triggers from talisman? Sick. Very cool, very cool. So I can probably now put next to it or underneath it, get extra triggers from charge. Charges. Yeah. This is in the coin effect, so I think I need to do parent coin dot data dot charges. Hell yeah. And then I think that's showing it everywhere that I should be showing it, and I think it'll be attaching it everywhere I should be attaching it. Get effect extra triggers. Okay, so that gets them from the effect, and then triggers plus equal get extra triggers from charges. Those are now all of the triggers. It totally works. Yeah. Starting run. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to definitely soften these. I'll try it now. I'll try softening them a bit now. They may be -3 on shock and -3 on fireball. Fireball, magic missile. Maybe that is just one trigger of -2. Gain 1 mana, 0.1 mana, twice. It's gonna look stupid that there's 3 missiles on it though. I'll leave it like that for now. We'll worry about the context stuff and the thematic stuff later. I need to make it play fun. Oh shit, okay, so what I was going to do was here I've got Test River, I've got I can test like Asphodel. I'll start testing instead. We've got Test River. This is actually the lap index, so that's like how far into endless mode you are. We've got allow map skip and all that kind of stuff. This deck thing, right? I can test all the coins in the game, that's great. I just click play with debug with that on, and I literally have a deck filled with every coin in the game. Great. Love it. But there's no way for me to test a specific deck. So if I'm using debug mode, it's always going to be loading the fighter. So what I want to do is add clear lots of these. I'm going to open my Wonder Tools. I'm going to do two things. So I'm first going to find where we're doing the test. So test all coins. I'm going to write this out as deck. Deck. Okay. We've got a box for the deck. That's great. Then we begin the horizontal. That's this bar here. What I'll think I'll do is see how short I can make this copies thing. And then yeah. I reckon I can make it shorter than that. Starting coin limit or copies. It seems to just do it between two sizes, which should be cool. Test all coins. I want an enum pop up here with test deck type. Then I go to test all coins. Public deck type is going to be that. Very cool. Very cool. Deck type. Deck type. Or just test deck. Get rid of that. I will rename that now to Pilgrim. Now I've remembered that it's supposed to be Pilgrim. And let's see. Yeah. I'm still here. Got lost in my own stuff a bit. No, it's nice. I'm glad. I'm both glad you're still here, and I'm glad that you got lost in your own stuff a bit, because that's what you should be doing. You know. You doing work? Are you still doing enemy design stuff? I'm hopeful you are. Oh yeah, no, I don't want to do that. So we've got test deck. For some reason it's given me very wrong type of event. That's because I've got that there. So first I'm going to try and get this to all look good. Source control keeps breaking. I jumped on a call with the other guy who's doing stuff and levels I'm missing, trying to fix that. That's fair. That does sound like something that needs fixing before you can really start implementing those enemies, for sure. Okay, so yeah, this is just not going to work. Is that how short it can be? It still works at about that size, so hopefully I could maybe get rid of test all coins. Maybe. Because I could just make an option in here for like all coins. Don't want to do that yet because it involves swapping over a bunch of stuff. I might fix it and go have a nap or watch Project Hail Mary a third time. Oh wait, so do you you mean in cinema, or is it out of cinema now? Still in cinema, right? But you might just go watch Project Hail Mary again. It is very good. It's very, very good. I was wondering, because they've closed Cineworld now, haven't they? So do you still have a Cineworld card? Or like, you know, some variation of it. Is there another place? Does Odeon have like a... It's an Odeon now, isn't it? Yeah, I might have to fix this because this is not going to work for me. Starting coin limit. Oh, I see. I know what that's supposed to be. Because the next, literally the next one has got like one band of stuff. So I might just say, I might put test all coins on there, or maybe test deck I can put on there. Yeah. So let's copy that and then revert all of those changes. And then on the next line down here, I might just put it there. Might put it there. Yeah, it's still in cinemas. Odeon have the same membership. Oh, that's pretty sick. Pretty cool. Is it still, is it fun? It's like, because I went to that Odeon, it seemed like a pretty decent. Do you rate it compared to Cineworld? I was sad to see Cineworld go, but that Odeon does seem fine. Wait, what did I just set to 60? I don't want that to be 60. I want this to be GUI layout 170. GUI layout not 170. Test coin. Yeah, it's this. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so I see what I've got to do now. I'm going to have to make a label. Yeah. Then get rid of that there. Get rid of that there. Then get rid of that. This should rejig this old strip there. Yeah, not perfect, but closer. And set that to like 80, and that should be fine. I've seen Mario twice too. Odeon has much nicer seats and better food options, but it's more expensive. The IMAX screen is nice though, but even with the membership, it's a £7.50. £7.50 upcharge. What, on top of the membership every time you want to go? So this membership, do you get? Sorry if this is boring anyone, by the way. I'm just been thinking about a cinema membership recently. Do you just get to go for free? Like, is it a free ticket as many times as you want? That is what it is, isn't it? This should work now, by the way. So like Fighter, Witch, Rogue and all that. So now, when I do a debug start, it goes from the application manager and then it funnels us through. We do load game and then load menu, right? So when we load the menu, we have a separate debug skip main menu routine. Then when we go down here, we find first object by type, then we start a new game with a deck, and I think this just pulls in choose deck, which I guess chooses the selected deck. Not good enough. Not good enough. This has got a list of the deck definitions, which is great, but I should. So I'm betting that this just reads start new game with deck. It takes in a deck definition, which is great, because I should just now be able to say I'll do some like pre-factoring for it. Yeah, because I'll want to check if the deck has actually been implemented. But now though, I don't think I need to do that. I think I should just be able to say content library dot instance dot get deck by type. Then I go to wunder debug manager dot instance dot settings dot test deck type. That should do it. It'll crash or like it'll break something. Yeah, on top of the membership. That's insane. Yeah, I'm back to going to see everything. Free tickets in any seat apart from the look screen, which is £5 upcharge time at 307.50. Look screen isn't worth it at all in my opinion. That's fair. That is very fair. Sick. Very cool. Very, very cool though. Lost the music from my headset. Might need to update my headset or something. Wait, did that work? That seemed to work. I've got the witch deck now. This needs to say witch, and it needs to probably have like a wand or something. That would be fun. Like a wand or a mana vial. If I go fighter, check that out. We've got a fighter in now, and I think every other deck is broken. So if I tried Pilgrim, it'd be like, what are you talking about? Oh, it just gives me the fighter. That's cool. I expected it to break. I expected it to for sure break. So start new game with deck. Load deck. How is it not breaking? Current deck definition. Is the Pilgrim just like set up as Pilgrim just set up as content library? It'll probably be going by enum. Yeah, it'll be going by enum, won't it? Of course it will. In which case, it's just giving me a debug deck. And is the debug deck just the fighter? Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's still cool though. Now I'll be able to like set it to witch, set it and forget it, carry on. No, I don't want to test all coins. I think I might give it a go to see if I can change this icon out, because it shouldn't take too long to... I don't know where that icon, the class fighter one is, so I might have to make a new file. Let's see. In art, we've got it as, is it a sprite? Action bar, maybe? Is there a sprite? Action bar. Class fighter, right there. Open. I like the image class, image viewer that I use, but for some reason it just breaks. Windows 10 is dying. It's just dying a death, isn't it? I gotta figure shit out. Rather than open, can I do the open recent more? Yeah, then we go here. None of them. Could be... There's a sprite atlas there, that's not it. There'll be an action bar. Action bar layout? There's no way I just put it in there. Okay! I think I just put it in there. No, no. New. Basic anatomy, it's not there. UI class. Ah! Sick! This is it. I do actually have a file for it. So I could say which. I think I've made this too thin. I think if I as a sword works great, but I might have made it too thin. I also just need like a backing so I can actually see what the hell I'm looking at. Lock it and then forget about it. So we've got a sword. I'll just set it like that, just so I know the scale that I should be working at. And then for now, I'll probably do like a... I still want like a handle, but it'll probably be like an ornate-ish handle. Yeah. I mean, like some kind of Elder Wand-esque thing is what I'm thinking. With like, what would be cool is if it had like this coming around here. And then, I guess, I just want straight lines. Erase that. Does this make sense? Yeah, I think this makes sense. There might be promotions going about at that club I'm working at. Sorry, I haven't read the message for a while. I think I might be getting considered for it. Would mean I'm getting enough to live off while I work on my game. That's awesome. That's sick, dude. And potentially Launchpad if I go for that. That would be very cool. It's mad to me how quickly you can make these look good. I haven't made it look good yet, but I appreciate it. That's very kind of you to say. Thanks, dude. Like you can get an idea for things, and again, lots of stuff that like I'm sure if you did look earlier, there were a lot of things that did not look good. But like, you know, you can make some things look good pretty quick, and then some things you'll try and it'll just take ages, and you just gotta live with that, and then be like, okay, this one did not come together fast. What you can't do, or at least what I try and limit myself from doing, is if something doesn't come together fast, then you gotta move on. You know what I mean? Because you can sit on it for way too long, and then you're just like gonna be losing time. You know what I mean? You gotta try things out, and then if it's working, great. But if not, I definitely know the idea of what I'm going for, so I can lose the actual sword. And I'm feeling this now, like this is like a cool wooden weird wand thing. Like an elder wand. It's very witchy. I think it's a very witchy wand. Yeah, that looks like a wand, doesn't it? Sort of. Looks like an Elder Wand from that one franchise I like, whose creator I really don't like. Oh. Completely agree. Could not agree more. Okay, so yeah, one thing that's not very good that I've just realised is this should cut over. This should be overlapping. This is the wrong order of that. So I'm going to do a quick whoop, 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 whoop. And then I'm going to have to connect these up, I guess, to some degree. Okay. That's that. That. Yeah, now it goes around. I'll probably pull this in a bit more. And now I can actually work on this part of the handle base. It should probably be not. This should be a bit more ornate. I like wands with a hilt. You know what I mean? Like wands with a hilt, they just look great. I don't know exactly what I want to do with this, but like I'm guessing like a handle grip. The other one's like a leather wrap. I don't think I want to do a leather wrap. Maybe string? I don't know. Well, maybe this won't be ornate because the whole thing's supposed to be like a witch who's like all chaotic and stuff. What we'll do is I'll chamfer some of these corners a bit. Okay, yeah, it's not high detail at all, but I might have gone too high a detail on. But I do like how it looks. What I might do, just soften it, or not soften it, but like split up the detail a bit, is just give these lines a bit more room to breathe. Yeah. It's getting closer. I don't know if Emily will have time to go over these like deck class icons, but maybe it just I lose that and I just make it like a not sharp but relatively sharpish twig. Yeah. fair, I could. I don't know how much I'll like it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Could just make that be like a piece of leather or something that's bound it. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I think I'll push that out too far. Wand! And then I think I probably just need a bit of a sticky thing down here, don't I? Because if it's all intertwined up there, I'll probably need like it's coming around here, maybe. Yeah, something like that. It might be a bit too... I don't know what the word would be. Like, it's a bit too noisy, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I could see myself being able to hold that, like a finger grip going in there, like wrapping around there, casting some kind of spells. What I will say is, I think it's pretty on par for like this similar scale to the sword. It should slot in the exact same space. What I might do, I think I'd like to rotate the sword in some manner, but I won't do it yet. That's something for later on. But now, I'm going to go to the layers. I'm going to make a new slice for that. I'm not going to have a slice for the actual background thing. They're all there. I'm going to export them to Art, Sprites, Action Bar, doobity-doo. There we go. Then we're going to go into Unity. I'm going to see where this gets set. Right. So first of all, I'm going to change this to be a sprite, much like sprite single, much like the next one. And then the difference between them is that I do generate a bitmap. And I'm guessing I can press as well. Yeah, compress 512. Is it 512? No, 1024 is the limit. And those should be the exact same. They are not the exact same. Oh, this was a weird thing that was happening before. Did I have to solve? That's so annoying. For some reason I've got to come in here and do 2x. And then it tries to say that it should be named 2x. And I don't want it to have the scale something. So it doesn't. Okay, so now I can export. I don't know why it does that. Apparently it's a weird bug in Affinity Designer. And I don't want to upgrade to their like new Canva version of it. So the size different. The size was off. Yeah, it's definitely like a bit too detailed, but it's fine for now. It's fine for now. I can pull back some of the detail later on, and everybody will be like, "Yeah, sick. It's less detailed." Okay. Let's see. We're making the sprite. We've got which. We can test it. This does not get set anywhere. I think that's my theory. Is that there's nothing in code setting that. So I need to make something in code to set that. Action panel. The container class. An action container for the class. Class fighter. Yeah, that's not going to do, is it? That is not going to do. What is that going to do? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So I just roughed this in fast. Cool thing is now this icon, the padding, and then the actual icon. It's gonna look like that. It's definitely too detailed, but it's fine for now. It's fine. So, what's the best way to do this? What I might say, genuinely, is this action container is currently not going to be in the action panel. So we're going to put it in the action panel, right? We're going to say action container. I'm going to put it up at the top. I'm going to say class container. Class container. And in the action container, I don't think that the background image is there as a thing. Not so much the actual, because I guess this is its own thing. The icon should be considered a thing, but it isn't. So I might add it. Yeah, I'll add it. Icon image. And most of the time, no one will have to care about it. Public void set action container, and I might just break this out into its own class if I want to do anything like special, like animating it in some way, which I totally do. Set action container to class. I'm going to say icon image is equal to contents library. I'll probably want a deck definition to just go in here. Deck. Definition. There we go. Deck. So rather than going to the content library, we just go straight into the deck and we say, okay, it doesn't have it yet. So we're going to want a sprite, and this is going to be icon sprite. Sure. Easy, simple. Icon sprite. So that's going to be icon image.sprite is equal to deck.icon sprite. Then we're also going to want to say, this is a stupid way of doing it, but at some point, somewhere in the process, there needs to be a switch statement that does this exact thing, right? That converts a thing into a tip type. No, I don't like setting enums. I could do it as a slug. I could write just a small string reference into every single deck, it would make it so it's a lot simpler to do than this. And it means that I'd be able to get the information from elsewhere. We'll try it. We'll say tip type string is equal to deck tip type string. And then I'll just say here public string type string. Yeah. Then I want to go to the mini-tip section, mini-tip manager, and right down here we've got class fighters. And I'm going to say okay, there we go. Which gain +1. Why not just gain 1? You know? Gain 1 mana. See, I don't know if I want it to be gain 1 mana or start every turn with 2 mana. Because I'll have to see how that interacts with several talismans that probably will do stuff when you gain mana. Yeah. Class fighter there, and then there is class which. We'll see if that screws anything up, but I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping that it doesn't. And what I'm hoping to do is in this container, I'm going to say the icon set to there. And just to test it, I'm going to get rid. Actually, I'm going to put it. I'm going to set that to just on tails, whatever. Put that there, and then we're going to go to our deck. Class which class fire. And we're going to go here, I'm going to say fighter, UI class fighter, and which. Amazing. Now this function is not actually being assigned anywhere, but I guess on Battlestar Galactica, we're going to want, like when we reset stat visibility, I guess. When does this happen? Is that when we start the game? Reset action panel? Well, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to say class container dot set action container to class. Then I'm going to say deck dot instance dot get deck definition. Who knows? That feels like the logic should go where it's supposed to go. You know? It did not. The logic did not go where it's supposed to go. Nothing is not a valid tip type. And I agree with that, to be honest. So first I'm just going to say print tip type. String. And then I'm going to find the action panel class. Yeah, it hasn't changed. We've loaded the battle, but it hasn't changed. So this UI action panel is just not doing it, is it? Update all text, blah 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 blah. When does this get called? UI game, reset action panel. When does that get called? It doesn't get called? Well, that's not good. This should get called. It's code. Why would you write code that doesn't get called? So this is only getting called in one place, and then that thing that's calling it is not getting called at all? Oh me, oh my. Why the hell is it not getting called? Do I not reset the stat visibility yet? I feel like it should. Find usages. Equal to false? Oh, this is where it gets equal to false. So that's definitely going to be a bug. I bet when you like reload the game after playing in a different deck, it's not actually going to be doing it properly. Because it should do that, like it should reset the stat visibility when you start a fresh game. So, game manager, start new game with deck, or load deck, either or. What happens before either of these things happen? Main menu. So there's that there, and then there's also choose deck. Both of these things start a new game with deck. Feels like it should happen here. So what? UI action panel, reset stat visibility, go into UI game. UI game, not a singleton for some reason. So where do I get this from? The UI manager. Simple. Okay. So in here, we're going to want to say, after we've loaded the deck, UI manager .instance.get game UI .reset action panel. I think that's where that should go. But if not, a bug will come up and we'll solve it. Okay, so the class container is not currently in the action panel, which not lying, it's fully not. That's my bad. Oh my god! Wait, it did. Was that live? Oh, it was live. But this still got triggered. But something happened. Something worked out. Oh, it's because it's trying to do it on awake. If I hover over it now, oh, it's tails, because that's when it gets set, I guess. That's when it gets set. When we reset, it should reset it, really. Well, I'm going to want two things to happen here. I want this to be valid, so I'll probably set it back to being class fighter. Class fighter. But I also want it to be correct. So down here, after the tip type has been made to string, I'm probably going to want this to be a private void. Set up tool tip. And then it just passes the tip type string. And then I can just call that down here. Set up tooltip. Then I call that down there. So it's happening twice if I'm doing well, it's happened as many times as I swap out the class. Damn, we got it. Look at that. We've got a new icon for the class. It says class which. And I'm guessing if I go back to fighter. Okay, this is very cool, guys. So we've got a class fighter set up, turn start, game 1, overpower and armor. These overpower and armor are displayed, which is very cool. Because it displays the stats once you've used them. And then if you save the game and reload them, whenever in that run, it's going to show the stats. So when you're a witch, it doesn't show overpower or armor. You can still get them through like other means, but you don't begin with them. So they are just both set to 0. Yeah. Gain 1 mana. Turn start. Play that. Play with debug. Now we've got a full deck. We've got a deck. And I've adjusted some of the things. Oh, hi Miso. How's it going? To be fair, I have just realised it's 7 PM. Solid stream, like three and a bit hours. I'm probably gonna go cook some food. We got the entire deck implemented. Virtually. Like now it can be balanced and nerfed and boosted and dabbled with. But it's there. I'll just imbue a normal. Can I not just get my trick heads? I feel like it should be easier to get a trick heads with 3 of them in the deck, but hell yeah. Okay, so that gives us 2.1. Not too good, but we've got trick heads there. We can give it hopefully a shock. We did not give it a shock, but okay, that was not bad. We get a common coin now. That's pretty good. Pretty good with the mana. Oh wait, it's just loaded me into a temporary battle. No, I want to try and play the game. Let's see, we'll do a quick one. We'll do a quick little just get to the end of sticks. Coins and even slots don't trigger. Okay, that's really annoying. But if we give enough of our coins fire, we don't want to do that then because we're gonna go fire based. So we want to head up this way. Talisman into Talisman is going to set us off real strong. So as long as we can get through the first battle, it'll be solid. And we pulled all 3 of our trick heads, which is great. Okay, yeah. Hell yeah, that's a bit sad. It does feel kind of what I wanted was this deck to feel more volatile. So it goes up, down, up, down. And it is feeling that way, not gonna lie. I want the Trick Tales to go before I actually get any additional mana. Okay, we've got 1 play left. This might need 4 plays. Yeah, because I didn't pull anything good. Ah, I shouldn't have started. Okay, I need to start again anyway. Clear all of the debug. Clear it all. In fact, just play the game. Click the play game. So it is now. There are no debug settings possible. We select which. Use mana to overwhelm your opponents. Overpowers. That doesn't fully work yet, but we can go coin. Flip once. Okay. I'll go this way. It's going to be sad not to go Talisman into Talisman, but once we got our first Talisman, we should get a little stronger. I don't think charge even works. No, wait, charge probably does work. I think. Yeah, it says it works anyway, ×2. We'll see if we can get it back. Yeah, this is almost definitely gonna need. Oh my god. It's gonna need 4 plays as a deck. I was hoping it could be like really powerful and this could like be a deck that you run with pretty fast, but nah, you're gonna need like, yeah, you're gonna need 4 plays to admit defeat. We'll try it with 4 plays. I'll just go back to some earlier music. I want to at least play the game a bit. And if you can't get past the first battle, then the deck is broken. Deck Witch. So I'll try it with 4 plays, although that feels too similar. You know, I want a deck that's like that lets you like run. But I don't think I can do too much with this deck at the minute. Damn. Okay, I'm now starting to think that maybe the coins should be positive. Like maybe you shouldn't lose man. Like, oh my god, just mana really screws you up. I'll go mana first. And also the fact that like the way the coins currently work, or like these ones, is they imbue the left coin, so you don't even get to use that until I should not be able to go endless. That's hilarious. I'll fix that. I'm gonna write that down as a bug. Hey Mush, I'm gonna come off soon. Bug. There's a very loud meow. He definitely just wants some playtime. Bug can go endless on death. It's okay, Mush. I know what he'll want. He's walked straight to the front door. I let him go out in the hallway a few times. I'm trying to leash train him, and now he wants to go out, but not with a leash on. Once the leash is on, he's like, no, I don't want to do it. But he's always walking to the front door and be like, let me go. Alright, what I've learned is this deck is far too weak to even play the game. I thought starting with more mana would be great, but that was pretty good. But like the mana is actually kind of screwing you. So it needs to be either a bit more lenient, or those coins need to be a lot kinder. It could just be a deck where it's like it's tough at the beginning, but I've got to unlock everything. Why is this not showing? Ah, it's because we're not in. Overpower would be pretty good because it gets added to positive scores, so it doesn't work on your multiplier at all. It doesn't work with mana. That's probably going to be the best one though. Coin, isn't it? Yeah, so like now once I'm in this, now I've got these two talismans, it's like, I think that should. Yeah, somehow I've got to get 20 though. I mean, that can get me there, I think. But if that lands heads, it'd be pretty good. Wow, well, this deck lets you unlock Hades pretty fast, considering you lose so much score. Okay, so I've got 4 left. Damn. Yeah, I think these coins, I think maybe they just need to do nothing if they land tails. Like they just fizzle. But I was like, oh, they're giving you something cool, so they should punish you, but like this is... It's rough. Alright, I'm gonna probably have another game tonight at some point. play a few more times and try and balance that deck. But we implemented all of the mechanics as desired. I'll be back at some other point doing another stream. I'd like to stream a bit more. Yeah, check out Wonder on Steam. Bye everybody. Bye.